What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video. And today, we got some major news out of the Michigan GOP. This is some breaking news that broke actually late last night. The Michigan GOP, at least many delegates within the Michigan GOP, are planning to remove Karamo from party chair. That's right, everybody. The incompetent, useless GOP chair of the Michigan Republican Party seems like that she is going to be ousted just a couple months after being put on the position. This is a significant development and great news for the Michigan Republican Party. As many of us know, the Michigan GOP has been a complete and total laughingstock the past couple of years or so. But this development is a step in the correct direction. Now, before we continue today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, follow the Twitter accounts, follow the Rumble page, all that good stuff, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join the channel. Click the join button down below and help support the independent daily content we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. We gotta get into this because this broke late last night. I was going to make it last night, the video, but I was like, let's wait for the morning, because it was at 11 p.m., or I think it was midnight, actually. I don't freaking know, but we gotta look at this. So, for a couple years now, the Michigan GOP have been a complete and total joke. Well, it's gotten worse. Under Christina Karamo, who was the Secretary of State candidate for the GOP last year. She's a very controversial figure. I was never the biggest fan of her. And, well, yeah, she was the nominated chair for the Michigan GOP this last February. Well, the GOP, it seems like they're attempting a coup. This is from the statement put out by, I believe, Joe Moss. That is the main guy running for as an alternative to Karamo, to pretty much say, you're done, get out of here. We believe we speak for most Michigan Republican delegates when we say we were all excited to see Joe Moss nominate Christina Karamo for chair at the state convention this past February. We shared a vision of hope that a new era of leadership was taking the helm of the Michigan Republican Party. An age of transparency, unity, and victory. Yeah, I mean, I was never a big fan of her, but I was like, okay, give her a chance, maybe she's a diamond in the rough in that, okay, she may not be a good candidate, but it doesn't mean she will be a bad chairperson. Well, it's been a complete disaster. I mean, you had the racist stuff a couple months ago where she basically called a bunch of people racist for questioning her and, like, brought up some very unique statements about something that happened in the 40s. I'm not going to say it here, but it's like, you gotta be kidding me. Sadly, over the past few weeks, it has become clear that the chairwoman is not able to be an effective leader of our state party. There's been a serious violation of the trust placed in her by activists and delegates in the state, and many of us believe that trust is irreparable at this time. For that reason, we write to you to announce our intention to draft Joe Moss as our next Michigan GOP chairman at tomorrow's meeting at the Michigan Republican State Committee, which is actually today. This came out yesterday, so we're probably going to be seeing some fireworks later today. Alright, excuse me. Concurrent to the effort, we will also be collecting signatures in order to bring a vote to the floor to remove Christina Karamo as an officer of the Michigan Republican State Committee. Per the MRP bylaws, a petition with 50% support is needed to initiate that vote, followed by 75% support for the actual vote to remove. Now, this does open a question of, can they get that? Can they get 75%? I think they got a majority. They wouldn't be doing this if they didn't, but there's a serious question mark. Do they got enough for, 3/4? that may be pushing it because Karamo has a very loyal following for the Michigan GOP from what I've heard. So, is that many people going to defect from her? I don't know. Joe has been a steadfast conservative leader in Ottawa County and has shown that he has a bona fide credentials to actually win elections at the state and local level. The energy that Joe and his team have brought into Iowa County is needed across our state, and we believe a course correction at this stage of the game will still allow the Michigan GOP to build infrastructure needed to achieve victories at every level. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about this Joe Moss guy, but I can't assume that he's going to be worse than Caramel. And look, I think he's going to be a significant upgrade just for the fact that the current lady is just, let's be real, she's insane, and I don't think she's necessarily smart. And I know there's people saying, oh, you're racist for saying that. It doesn't freaking matter what her race is. It doesn't matter. She's just incompetent at her job. Now, let me be clear, though. This isn't completely her fault for the fall of the Michigan Republican Party. This was something that was going on for years. It really started with Rick Snyder. You know, the bozo the pro-Biden Republican. Yeah, that's who we're talking about. He was a former governor. He was involved with the Flint water crisis. Everybody remembers that. He's just an incompetent guy. And he really caused the downfall of the Michigan GOP when you look at that. Plus, just they've been lazy the past couple of cycles. But 2022 was kind of that death blow to the Michigan GOP as of now. I mean, Dixon lost by 11. I thought she was going to win because the polling data we had, Whitmer wasn't necessarily the most popular in the world at the time that we saw the data. So I thought, okay, there's a chance she could win. But I also thought, okay, if the environment wasn't the perfect thing, she would lose, but not by 11. Well, look at this. just look at this map. This is why she lost. She got crushed in the Trump parts of the state. And she did okay comparatively in Ottawa, Kent, Wayne, Wichita, Oakland. I mean, it just really the rest of the state was what really destroyed any chance of her having any chance of victory. And you look at the congressional maps. For the Midwest of Ohio, or the Rust Belt of Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Look at this. At least with Wisconsin, a couple of the districts did trend significantly Republican. Good chunk of Ohio did. Pennsylvania. And sure, there's a couple swing districts that didn't. But it wasn't as egregious as what we saw in Michigan. I mean, yeah, you had Bill Huizenga do good. But for the competitive seats, Michigan 10th, somehow John James underperformed. Michigan 7th, Elisa Slotkin won easily. Michigan 8th, Kildee won in a landslide. Michigan 3rd? I mean, this isn't just a candidate problem. It could be to a lesser extent. You can make that argument. But still, Gibbs losing by 13. There's more to that story, by the way, and I did a stream on that. But either way, guys, there's more to than just, bad candidates. It's a bad GOP. They lost the state Senate. They lost the state House. They lost everything. I mean, yes, it wasn't the biggest midterm, but for John James to only win by a half point? You're kidding me, right? And Michigan really was the biggest black eye of the Midwest for the GOP. It really was. I mean, at least with Pennsylvania, they kept the state Senate. At least with Ohio, Vance won by 6 points. Ron Johnson won in Wisconsin. We got a supermajority now in the state Senate. Outside of that, Michigan was just a complete disaster. And it's going to take a long time for that to recover. And I don't think it's going to recover for a while. I mean, Joe Moss could potentially fix it. It seems like he is from Ottawa, which surprisingly was actually outside of these southeastern or southwestern counties. Ottawa is actually one of Dixon's comparatively better counties, especially in the non-Upper Peninsula part of the state. So, yeah, I mean, if the guy is good and he doesn't suck on the issues, I'll support him. But anybody's better than the current Bozer. I mean, she put Rick Snyder in charge of the state house funding. I'm not kidding you. The guy that's universally hated in Michigan and supported Biden, she put him in charge. It's like, what are you doing? And she's race-baiting, calling anybody racist that questions her. It isn't pretty. So I'm hoping that something does change. I mean, the GOP, the state GOP raised like, I'm not even kidding when I say this, like $500 last quarter. Last quarter. That should be raised in a day. For especially like right after the election, you only raised $500 in 3 months? And that was when she was the chairperson. But yeah, I hope something changes. Just, it sucks that Michigan, which seemed like a potential state in the future for the GOP to win, it seems like it's reverting course. Hopefully the Republican Party does get its act together in the state. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.